Hi, I'm Teresa Hansen. I'm Vice President of Global Content for Clarion Energy, and I'm here at DISTRIBUTECH 2020 in San Antonio. I'm speaking today with Daniel White, who's the Director of Business Development for National Grid. Daniel, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
So let's start out by you just telling me a little bit more about National Grid's corporate venture capital group called Nashville Partners.
Thank you. So Nashville Partners is trying to be a classic corporate venture capital organization that has to do two things at the same time. The first is, can we make strategic investments that in some way help National Grid? Help customers have a better experience, help our operations in some way make National Grid a better utility. At the same time, we want to make strategically attractive investments and really be perceived as a smart investor amongst other venture firms or the entrepreneur community. And if you can do both, it tends to work together pretty well. Being a better investor gets you into the better deals, and the better deals gets more strategic value for the company, and vice versa.
Okay. Are there any unique challenges that you need to consider, since National Grid is a regulated utility, when you're looking at some of these partners that you may want to partner with?
It is a bit of a challenge. Ultimately, for National Grid to really put a product or service into use, it has to go through a standard utility procurement process. And that means a lot of making sure that the companies that we've invested in are not inappropriately favored or, as the case may be, disfavored in any given procurement event. We have to run it very fairly so that our regulators will look at it and say, yes, this is fine. So far, so good. It looks like it's manageable and that we can work through it. So hopefully things continue that way.
Okay. Well, I know climate change is a big topic now all over the world, and certainly with utilities looking, being in states where some of the portfolio standards or the goals for carbon-free electricity are very, very large. So can you talk a little bit about that? Does that influence a lot of what you're doing when you're looking for businesses for National Grid?
Yeah, it certainly shapes where we're looking to make investments. So whether it's the United Kingdom where National Grid is based, or in the United States, we're in New York, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, each of those areas have very strong climate change goals and are really looking for their utilities to be a leader when it comes to meeting those challenges. So if you think about meeting those challenges, it's probably a lot of startup technology, things that might be here at DISTRIBUTECH, or the companies that we've already invested in that will help meet those, and that's sort of how we're looking at how we're thinking about a lot of our investments.
Okay. Well, I know another thing that's kind of a big topic here at DISTRIBUTECH is customer expectations. Customers are very savvy now. There's things that they expect from their utility. So how does that enter into your decisions when you're looking at these startup companies?
Sure. I would say, first, the acid test for everything that we do is this in the best interest of customers? So whether it's climate change or anything else, that seems to be something that we're always trying to make sure is kind of job one of when we're trying to make investments and do the right thing. But beyond that, certainly simple things as far as running a utility well come up. So is it easy to pay a bill? If someone calls one of our call center, do they get the information they need at the rate that they can, that they want to get it? Those are things that we look at as an investment organization as well.
Okay. Well, one last question. I know that you're going to be speaking tomorrow in our Initiate Hub here at DISTRIBUTECH, which is our startup hub. It's a place where we're showcasing some startups that are trying to get into this utility space. So while you're here at DISTRIBUTECH, or are you looking for startups? Is there anything in particular that you're looking for, and how does that kind of enter into your strategy while you're here?
Sure. So I would say at DISTRIBUTECH we're kind of doing a mix of things. Some of our companies that we've already invested in are already here at DISTRIBUTECH and already have booths and are interacting. So whether it's Site Tracker or Copperleaf or AutoGrid, trying to support them, help them have a good experience at the conference. Other companies I think are a little more aspirational. They like to have a booth, but they're a little bit younger. And then at the other end, I would say companies that are in Initiate or just have a small booth because they're just sort of feeling things out. Those are companies that we might be thinking about making an investment in. And to be honest, you never really know. You look at lots and lots and lots of companies when you're in the venture business. You make very few investments. You try to pick your companies as best you can.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.